Wichita Falls is home to a little over 100,000 people. From Midwestern State University to Sheppard Air Force Base. Wichita Falls is Friday Night Lights, small town rivals, cheering from the sidelines, and victory. Church services on Sundays, Wednesday nights out at local bars, and even college football on Saturdays. Wichita Falls is where families and local businesses have made connections with residents, where people have worked their way up from nothing, where people relocate to raise a family, where people have struggled day in and day out, even where young adults come and start this new chapter in their life called college. Every single person in this town is different, but one thing they all have in common: they call Wichita Falls home. The best journey always takes us home.
I've never left Wichita Falls. This is my home, and my children and my husband, we all live here and love it here.
I was born here in Wichita Falls, lived here growing up, really knew nothing other than Wichita Falls.
Part of our story is really crazy in how we've been married for 17 years, but we both grew up in the same church but didn't know each other. And you know, after we met and we were like, you went to Lamar? No way, I went to Lamar. And then we both realized that we were baptized by the same preacher.
And I think the other thing for us over the years, especially when we initially met, is how many people we knew, that I knew, that knew someone that knew her or knew her family, and how just interconnected people are here.
It's like a big city, but it's also smaller, and the connections are just very strong.
I just call home. If I was to call it home, I'd start by saying the soccer team. I basically came to Wichita Falls to play soccer for Midwestern State. Came here in the fall of 2016. It's like a small little family. We do everything together. We train together every single day. Spend most of our time together, whether it's on the field or in the locker room, or even in classes in some cases. We live together. Obviously Ireland will always be my home, but this is definitely my home away from home. The rest is history.
This city is still divided geographically by neighborhood zones that have identities. The east side has an identity, and its identity is that it is marginalized by railroad tracks, marginalized by Mother Nature's leave behind, a flood, and marginalized because there are no public resources to service that neighborhood. I call it a book desert. Some people call it a food desert. But it is, in fact, a very important part of this community's history. What finding that situation has allowed for me is to use my status, to use my presence and my voice and my brain and my compassion. I've been spending so much time over the last 35 years just championing artists. But the chance to champion a community that's a part of a larger whole is something that I take very seriously. And I understand that my voice can be welcomed or it can be shut out. So I have to monitor myself, and I have to think about who I'm representing and who the audience is. And that's a very powerful challenge, but I take it seriously. We're not going to be a whole community until we take care of everybody. And learning how to do that within the walls of City Hall, learning how to represent and bring representation to marginalized communities, I've done all my career. So having the chance to do that in a very thoughtful, positive way has given me that opportunity that I wouldn't have had before.
From our history, we create opportunities.
Well, it gave me the opportunity to open my own business. Everywhere I go, I know somebody. It's like a big family. We know each other. We've been here all our lives. So when you go to do events, you see all the people that you know, and they support your business. And that's the only way to grow is by, having the jobs and getting people educated so they can stay here and having those opportunities. We have programs, we have festivals, things to offer our young generation so they won't move. We can grow. And I want our community to grow. So that's why we stayed here and raised my family here.
I'm going to be real honest with you. When I go back to Louisiana, I see African Americans in all kinds of leadership positions. Their police forces are filled with black people. Their mayors are black. Their superintendents are black. I told my sister just this past week, had I stayed there, no telling what I would have become, but this is where God planted me. And so I had to bloom here. I had to take the opportunities that I had and move forward with them. I feel like now that I'm old and retired, there are a lot of opportunities that could have been afforded to me, but were not afforded to me. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. My last 19 years I spent in Iowa Park, Texas. Some of the best years that I had in education. I didn't seek for that job. I didn't ask for that job. They came to me. So I was dealing with people who honestly wanted what I had to offer. They honestly valued what I had to offer.
Through our opportunities, we make memories.
My fondest memories as a kid growing up here were things like being out at the soccer field and that place being overrun on Saturday with all sorts of people from every demographic out there, families, just doing something as silly as playing little kid soccer. And you go out there and you watch little munchkins just kicking each other and falling over, and then they run around and have good times with snow cones. But it's just kind of cool for me to see, even now going out there, seeing all these families kind of get together and everyone's out there having a good time. So I think, my fondest memories of Wichita Falls have been spending time with close family friends like it's a small town.
In 1979 rolled around and it was spring break. The tornado hit. I was in Phoenix, Arizona at my best friend's. He went to ASU and he asked me to come out for the week. He woke me up and said, hey, there was a tornado in Wichita Falls, Texas. I tried to call, couldn't get in. Finally called Pierce Hall, which is where I stayed for 2 years. I knew the coin-operated phone number on the 3rd floor, and I just kept calling. And finally someone answered. And I saw devastation, but saw a city that really grew up in Wichita Falls, and the amount of love and compassion. Their homes were gone, some of their loved ones were gone, certainly, and all of those things that go with that. But I just saw a real love to get back to where we needed to be.
The neighborhood from Linwood, like growing up, I've seen a lot of good and bad. Right here in this park, we used to play basketball all the time, do a lot of things. It's just home. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna always love Wichita Falls.
I guess everyone discourages people coming to MSU if you're from here because it's like, get out of your box and go. I've always saw MSU as a great school. Growing up, we would go to our high school games and we'd also go to MSU games. So it was cool growing up and seeing it as like, oh, I get to go to MSU one day, and then actually going to MSU. It just seems really cool to always seem like I wanted to go there, and then I actually get to go.
From our memories, we grow and learn to evolve.
you've got to be involved in the community. It would be horrible if all I did was talk to you guys about how bad things are and not try to make a difference. I try to make a difference. You know, if kids need help with math, bring them over, you know, I'll help them. If they need this, you know, I do what I can to make a difference. And that's what makes Wichita Falls home for me. I'll never be president of a bank. I'll never be president of the school board. I'll never be president of this and that. And that's okay, because that's not my ambition. You know, but the things that I do from my heart, and I love it.
I think like at a macro level, I don't think it's really changed that much. But on a micro level, the future of the city depends on like 20, 30, 50, 100 different people that are willing to take the kind of the risk of starting a new business or starting a new movement, or like Becky that starts the Art Walk and all these incredible events. Those individuals are having like a profound impact on Wichita Falls, that it's like big enough to matter but small enough to change.
No matter where you're from or where you'll go,
Wichita Falls is home to us.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls es mi hogar.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home to me.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home to me, and I'm glad to say that.
Wichita Falls, c'est la maison.
Wichita Falls is my home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is my home away from home.
Wichita Falls is my home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is mijn woonplek.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is my home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is home.
Wichita Falls is my home.
Wichita Falls is home.
this place is what we call home.